Welcome, everybody, to Floor 26 Small Talk with Adam and Parsa. My name's Adam Duffy, and today I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, Parsa Pahlevankhah.
What's going on?
So today we're just going to be doing something a little different, hoping to do this at the end of every month where me and Parsa just sit down for a little bit and sort of shoot the shit and recap everything that happened. So, Parsa, it's been an interesting month,
It has. Have we even been on an episode together?
No, we haven't.
Officially not. Not.
So yeah, this month's been interesting. We've returned to production. We've made 2 episodes so far. One with me and Z-Lister and another with you and Starlight. And I really enjoyed both those episodes. I thought they came out really well. And I like sort of all the things that we're doing now. I like the new format we have going on. But it's been less than. The process has been less than ideal. It's been a little rocky.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds us of when we first started and we had like setbacks like with equipment and just shit not working our way because we didn't really know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like now we're just back in that same spot, but with that year and a half, 2 experience. But now we're just trying out a new system, and it's definitely failing sometimes. But for the most part, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does seem like it's like just a wholly new beginning, but like it was when we first started 2 years ago. But at the same time, it's like we have so much more knowledge to start out with. So the problems we're dealing with are much greater, and like they're much more like in depth, and like overall, like the quality of the show is a lot better than what it was 2 years ago.
No, for sure, because it's not the problems we're facing now. It's not about inexperience anymore. It's more about, oh shit, we forgot to turn off one of the mics, so it recorded the whole episode, and now we can't post this.
Yeah.
And then, me not being able to make it to your episode and you just taking charge and doing it by yourself. I'm sure that was great for you because then we're not dealing with 3 people. It's just,
it was
it's just you and the guests. It's a lot more of a one-on-one rather than having to get 3 voices in. It's 2.
It's a lot more intimate. It's you can really connect a lot better with the guest, I think. And I know we did the same on your episode with Starlight.
And I enjoyed it. I was fucking nervous, dude, before that episode. I was like, I'm gonna stutter doing this intro. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, dude. I've never had to like lead open an episode before.
I felt the same going in with the Z-Lister. Maybe not so much on the opener because I can get past that part, but after that is when I was getting worried because in a sense, when you have another person with you hosting, you have this like feeling like, okay, if I ever slip up in conversation, they can like pick up for me.
Yeah.
But in that situation, like you can't, like you don't have that. It's just you have to be there.
I felt the same way, and then once we got the ball rolling and we broke that 20-minute mark, I felt like I was like, I can do this for like another hour, like hour and a half. I feel like once that ice is broken and once the guests are settled in, it's a lot easier for you to.
It'll just go. It just goes. Yeah. It's definitely like the first 15 to 20 minutes is the hardest part. But after that, no, I had a really great time. Both of the guests we had on were great. What we were alluding to just now, actually, and I'll let everyone listening in on, we actually had planned on coming back a week earlier than we did with our episode with Z-Lister. You might have seen in like the trailer, we said we were coming back August 24th. We ended up coming back August 31st because we did record an episode for the August 24th with a great guest who we'll hopefully have back on in the future. But we figured out after the episode was recorded that it was like totally messed up, just not publishable in any way.
Yeah.
And so we had to just scrap it, and we had to come back the next week. And so less than ideal, but you know what? We're here, and this is episode number 3 coming back. And we have a very exciting lineup. Coming in the next few weeks.
We're just gonna be stacking guests. Like back then, before like we went on that hiatus, we had 3 guests in total? 4? I would say 5.
Yeah,
we had
5 guests.
4 sets of guests.
Yes, 4 different guests, and then 1 double up.
Yep. And then this next month we're looking at 4 guests
just in a month. Over 4 guests in a year, and that comes with And, like we had less guests. Like the 2 reasons we had less guests on back then, multiple reasons. We knew less people. We knew less people. We
were less credible.
Yeah, exactly. We were less established. And most importantly, we had 4 hosts. And so it's sort of, with only the two of us, we kind of need to not feel a need, but like we have this open space to have guests on because it's just me and you. But when you have 4 people, you almost feel like you can be complacent in a way and just get along by with the 4 people. And it wasn't bad because like we had a good time. I think we had some fun conversations.
We had great episodes, but this allows us to, because I don't care if I got to sit out a week or sit behind the computer and tap through, and neither do you. Yeah. But like with 2 other people, then like we have to be shuffling so much more around, and it makes it a lot. It makes us be able to do a lot more with a lot less.
We're efficient. We're pretty efficient, and I'm happy about that. And this new system makes episodes way easier to publish, and so it's a lot less. It's a lot less work on our end, which makes it a lot. Which I think when that burden's taken off of you, it makes episodes a lot easier to make.
Yeah, especially because now like we're both 2 years into college, going on 3, and like we're just both busy now. Yeah, like we can't do what we used to be able to do.
No, because that work schedule we had earlier, I think only worked when like it was still like I barely had any classes. I had all online classes. I didn't have like much else going on, so I could spend like hours and hours working on this. But and that's been difficult over this past month, like trying to work in just this amount of work with what I have. And so to think about how much more work we were doing in the past, it would not have been possible to fit that in with our schedules. But now we're able to, and it's been super kind of a great process so far in just this month, just these 2 episodes. I've really enjoyed sort of our reorientation to focusing on musicians and like talking to them about their process. I really enjoyed that sort of reformatting to focusing on that, and especially like local artists. I think that's like a very powerful thing, is like getting in with this like large network of underground artists all across
and
Atlanta.
especially Atlanta. Atlanta is really the place for like music, art, all sorts of stuff. We're in a great environment, and it'd be a waste for us to not try and take a part of it.
Yeah, and I think with just enough like almost like just word of mouth, just by having the right people on and like having the right aesthetic and having the right outreach, you can become like a household name if you just within these circles, which I think is something I want to strive to do.
Yeah, and that's a great place to be. Build a community.
Yeah,
stuff like that. That's what. Even though like we never do this for like the fame or anything like that, it's just to be a part of a community. It's like it's bigger than you at that point.
Yeah, and honestly, like. Yeah, there's always like the thing that's like, oh, like, wanting to be bigger and stuff like that. But honestly, like I get this, and like the whole reason I'm here is because I get this intrinsic value out of sitting across from a musician that I enjoy listening to and talking to them about what makes them tick and what motivates them to create the art that they do. Because I mean, as somebody who there's both a very big like music appreciator and as someone who also has like creative endeavors, understanding how somebody else's process works like helps me, and I enjoy learning about that. And so I get value from that. And I'm just and I don't know, with the Z-list that we had on first, and then the guests that we have coming up next week, it's like these are like people that like I've already listened to and that like I like really enjoy listening to. And so to be able to reach out to them and ask them to come on my show is like it's this weird feeling. It's like I'm like, yeah, it's really cool, and that's really what I do it for.
Yeah, it's exciting because once you get the opportunity to give people that you wouldn't normally like give a platform on because you've never done it before, like to be able to give people that have a platform in a different way, a new type of platform where they can come on and talk about themselves and talk about their experience, talk about their process. It's great to hear because like, somebody that's talented and has a work ethic, stuff like that, like those people need to be listened to because they're on the level that you're on as well. Like having a creative process, this and that, keeping the work ethic high and nonstop working. It's good to hear from other people that like you can relate to.
100%, because one thing that I think helps cultivate creativity and helps people achieve like the best possible versions of themselves they can be, especially in a creative context like music or a show like this one, is like being around other people, other like-minded people, seeing that like other people are going through the same things you are and are trying just as hard as you, motivates you to work hard. And I think that, you know, this show and reaching out to all these different people can be an important part of that aspect of the process of the industry.
Yeah. I mean, another thing that's been good for us is like it's shown us like what we're capable of doing, and like being able to see that third person view that we wouldn't see, you know, reaching out to a guest and them coming here and they appreciate our like professionalism and like stuff like that. You know, it also like boosts you and your work ethic
100%.
to like keep doing what you're doing because like you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's spot on, because, you know, as much as we can like look at this and we're like, when we think of these things, we're like, oh yeah, that looks good. Like there's nothing quite like the feeling of, you know, when Z-Lister was on, he after the episode ended, he was talking to me and Chris for like an extra hour afterwards, and part of that, he was like sort of like shining us up and like telling us that like he thought like the show was very well made, and he thought that everything like looked really good, and like hearing that from somebody that like I respected for their creativity and for their artistry, hearing compliments like that from someone like that was very motivating and very like it meant a lot to me.
Yeah, it's there's this classic saying, it's like nothing means more to a man than like another man's respect, because that's like the really like one of the most like fulfilling feelings, like other than having a fucking kid or like buying a house.
Yeah,
it's another little thing that, you know, you sprinkle on top and it makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, and you don't realize it until it's like been said, until somebody really does it, and then you're like, because like
you don't get that every day.
No, not at all.
You can work for 3, 6, 9 years and nobody will say it, but when that one person does, you know, it really does make you feel better and fuels you for another couple of years.
Yeah, and you have to think, and you kind of have to like have this mentality that like you can't expect people to like compliment you on the work you do, or at least like there is this perception that you shouldn't expect that, when like it'd be good if we did that more to each other. But so when it does happen, it's unexpected, and you're like, oh, like you're thinking the same thing I do. Like, yeah, I think I agree. I think the show does look good, and I'm thankful for the comments. And so yeah, it's really cool and really interesting, and I'm excited to do that more and like let it sort of keep growing like that.
Yeah, this I can't wait to see like what we do like a year from now, because that'll really be like the testament, looking back at the episode list and seeing all these people
and just having this catalog. Because even with these two, like I'm just looking at our little episode tab on like Spotify or on YouTube, and I just think that like I'm imagining like 50 thumbnails of different people all down the YouTube page, and it's just that's gratifying to me. I want to see that, and so that makes me want to be here every week to see that through.
So this is a great opportunity, not just for us, but for the show. You know,
yeah,
getting more people to just talk.
Yeah,
come on and talk.
It's just all about having different people with different perspectives, with some core themes and stuff like that, and that you can really build something off of that.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I think it's important to like spread like your online presence with like all sorts of like modern like tips and tricks, I think also like building into, like I said, like a local community is just as powerful and can make you just as successful.
For sure. Well, what else have you been up to, man? Newspaper guy?
Dude, yeah. Newspaper guy. That's me. Oh my God. To clarify, I'm the editor-in-chief at my college's newspaper, and it has been a shit show, to say the least, over the summer and like this month, trying to get back into production, because, you know, it's such bullshit, man. Like the way they like just fuck over like student
the newspaper, man.
Yeah, man. They yeah, it's been a mess. They recently, like over the summer, they did a whole bunch of shit where at the end of the last semester, my predecessor had told me that like, hey, I want you to be the next EIC. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do it. And so I'm expecting like that to happen like before the school year's over, and I start being trained how to do it and everything. But all summer it's just radio silence. Nobody's telling me anything about it. Like our like advisors, our faculty advisors aren't saying anything. Our head faculty advisor gets a new job at the University of Kentucky and just leaves, and they don't do like they don't do any work in preparation, and so we are completely left with our dicks in our hands, just like nothing to do, and so I don't, and so by the time the pieces are put together, and I'm like, and they're like, okay, you're the editor-in-chief, you have to start, making a newspaper. It's like a week before classes start, and I'm like, okay, like I don't have the time, I don't have the people. We lost like half of our staff, and so I spent a month just trying to get more people in and like motivate the ones who were returning, because they took away all of our paid positions too with the school, like all the positions that used to be paid at the paper, like mine, like all the editorial staff, they took away our stipends.
Ah, dude, that sounds like it fucking sucks. That sucks.
They said their reasoning was that the school shouldn't pay anybody at the paper who's content influencing, who's like making content in the paper, because one of the paper's jobs is to report on things that the school's doing, like especially with like bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I can see somewhat that there could be a conflict of interest if you're being paid by the institution that you're supposed to be like a watchdog over, but at the same time, like fuck that.
Like sounds like an excuse to not pay the kids.
Yeah, like one, I think you're being cheap. Two, I think you can reward us for our time and our effort, and still, and like we can not.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely like put y'all in the courtroom and make y'all take an oath to be unbiased.
Like you can respect our journalistic integrity, so to speak. Because it's very difficult, and I this whole thing I've had to do is I'm having to completely restructure the paper, because I'm not willing, not only for myself but for all my staff, I'm not willing to put them through the same amount of work that they have done in the past for no physical reward. And there's a lot of benefits to working the paper. It's very esteemed and all that, but I'm not willing to put them, like make them put in the same amount of hours without some sort of compensation.
I mean, dude, realistically, all journalism is biased. You know? Everybody's writing to prove a point. And, even though if like you're reporting on something that everything people write on has a side. Yeah. And at the end of it, they're going to take a side.
Yeah. And in the past,
like you're telling me CNN isn't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And in the past, I've been at it for a year, and I've seen that like we've had biases from the last two editor-in-chiefs that I've seen. And so being here now, I've tried to sort of restructure that in a way to be less biased any specific direction. I do have a bias, which I'll be open about, is I have a bias towards favoring like our student body over like our administrators, like taking their side, which is like that's my job. So but no, it's just been a mess, and honestly, it's just like yeah. But we released we didn't release. I finished my first issue of the semester today. I was working on that up until you guys got here, and so one down, 22 more to go for this year.
Holy shit!
Till the end of like the school year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so because I have this semester
21 more. Yeah, 7 more this semester and 14 in next semester.
How's that going? Are you excited?
Fucking whatever, dude. Like I'll be fine. Just gotta roll with it. Just can't think about it too much. I have to take
a lot of coffee and Red Bull.
You gotta take it week by week. I can't do that even. I don't drink caffeine.
Oh really? Yeah. I forgot you did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I actually relapsed recently though.
Really?
Yeah. About 2 months ago. Over the summer, I'm going on like trips with my girlfriend, and I'm like, I get back into like drinking caffeine just for like fun. Like I'm drinking sweet tea for the first time, and it's like, oh my God, this shit's amazing. And then like she always drinks Red Bulls, and so I'm always drinking Red Bull. And at first it was fine. I was like, oh yeah, I have so much more energy and all that. But then like, I sound like a junkie, even though it's just caffeine. But then like I start to like get headaches. I start to get headaches, crashes, and like start to feel like lethargic. And I'm just like, all right, this has got to stop. And so 2 months I've been back on no caffeine, and I do feel back to normal. And so, yeah, but it was good, because before I relapsed, I put in quotation marks, I had been like always craving it. I was like, oh man, I could really go for like a Dr. Pepper right now. I could really go for a Red Bull right now, or like a coffee. But now that I did it, and I went back to no caffeine, I feel a lot better, and I feel like I feel like I won't crave it as much anymore.
Dude, a part of me wishes like I was living like a normal life, like a life where you get 8 hours of sleep, a life where you do get time to like do your morning workout because you're not trying to stay in bed. Like life just sounds so much better without all this extra shit in it.
Just from the stories, man, it feels like you have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, how is that all going? I mean, I feel like this, like, your saga, like your fraternity saga has just been developing over the last 2 years.
It's good. It's good. You know, I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't know what I was coming into when I first came into it, but you know, once I got the hang of it, pretty passionate about it now.
Good.
You know, I'm our chairman, chairman now, trying to get on the executive council this upcoming election, but we'll see about that. We'll see how that goes. But that's other than work and school, I would say that's probably my second biggest time consumer.
Yeah,
it's like a really big Pac-Man machine. It just never stops eating.
You just constantly have to deal with shit.
It's like a big wildfire, and the more time you can throw into it, the bigger the fire gets, and the more invested you become. But I mean, I enjoy it. I feel like if I'm gonna be in college, I'm gonna have something to be passionate about in college to keep me in there.
That's true.
You know, it motivates me to get better grades, to, you know, excel in college, because I don't want to be 25 and still in college fraternity.
Yeah.
Like, I have a limit for myself.
Yeah.
Like, at one point you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
at some point you got to finish the
yeah.
degree before then.
Yeah.
If not, you're just dropping out.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna drop out. Quarter of the way there.
Yeah. Right.
But
no, I mean, you're right, because I feel the same way about this newspaper, which I may have expressed that I dislike, but I don't dislike it. I do enjoy it a lot. But at the same thing, like, the reason I got into it was because I was feeling super bored with school, and I just felt like I am gonna lose my mind or drop out if I don't do something.
It definitely helps you, like, keep invested, because now you have a reason, and, like, you have a passion behind your reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, especially like us, like, living so close to home. Like, I live 10 minutes from home. I lived at home my first year. You still do. Like, it's hard to have a life on school if you're not a part of some sort of organization.
100%. You know, before I joined the newspaper and, like, really got into it, I was just driving from my home to school 2 days a week and doing my classes and then going home. And it was like, it felt like just this place I'd go to like learn some bullshit and then go home. And I did not get attached to it at all until I joined the paper. And now I have this connection to it. I have, like, people that, like, I know very intimately, and it's a lot more fulfilling going to school.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think people that go to school and, like if we're going to school and, like, we're both paying the same amount, but one person is like first year me, who just goes to school and comes back, and then the other person is me right now, who goes and gets involved in all these things. I think we could look at those two different people and say that one person is definitely getting more of their money's worth.
Yeah. I mean, especially like us, like we've both always been involved in stuff. Like, going back to high school, we were both involved, like, from freshman, sophomore year. So it's hard to, like, come from that to just live a go to school, come back home every day type of life.
100%. Yeah. I mean, the things I do now feels like this, like, not the same, but this kind of this direct step up from a lot of the same activities we did in high school. It just like, you know, sense of community, this, like, thing that you work on week to week, but it's a little more advanced. It's a little different, but at the same time, it's familiar.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like it's on a higher scale, but rather than doing more, you're doing more on one particular thing. Yeah. Rather than more on everything else.
Yeah, yeah, and it feels nice. It feels like this is. I feel like I'm in a spot, like, it's where I'm, like, what I should be doing, where I should be.
And you also choose what you want to do.
100%.
So, you know, you're not forced into anything. You know, at the end of the day, you're a grown person and you make your own choices, and you got to deal with that, and the good and the bad. You did it to yourself, so you better figure it out.
Yeah, geez. No, but it's nice. It's nice. And yeah, I found it, just like you said, you have, like, work, school, and then fraternity. It's like I have, like, school, newspaper, then this really is like my three main time consumers. And so I've as much as I was complaining, as much as it has been really difficult. I think establishing a balance will become easier over time. But
Well, I'm also one of those people. I would rather have too much to do than not enough. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I like picked up on Mike for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like rather have a feast than famine. Like rather have like too much on my plate than have too little.
Yeah. Because when you get to a point where you're asking yourself if you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like that's also a big personal problem because you should always feel like you're doing more than enough.
Yeah, you should always feel either satisfied or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You should never be thinking like, what if?
Yeah.
Like what if I don't have enough to do? What if I am missing out on like something because I'm using my time?
Yeah. I mean, you really shouldn't be content at like 20.
True.
You know, like
yeah, if there's a time to like beat yourself into submission with stuff to do, it's now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so yeah, I'm really enjoying like the three things. You know, classes is really like school stuff is actually kind of like the third thing on my plate, like the lowest thing on my plate compared to
like,
everything else.
I mean, dude, I'm still on online, just so I can have enough time to work because I just like work is really my number one thing. I work about fucking 40 to 50 hours. Damn. Just like mostly like driving, but it's not that bad. It's I do have a fucking wild story to tell you off camera.
Oh shit!
It's like this story's like gotta expire, and then like I can finally bring it onto the podcast.
For sure, it has to be like dead, like
it has
no
to
legal things attached.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Like That's awesome.
Okay. But besides that, it's at like online school. It's like one discussion post, one quiz a week, like.
Which isn't like great, but it's like
it's definitely tedious.
Yeah,
but like it's just whatever at this point. Like I've done it for long enough to, like figure it out.
Yeah,
but
I'm only in 3 classes. I have this online astronomy class, which is easy as piss. I log on for an hour on a Sunday and like crank it all out. And then I'm in this like film class where I'm like having to work on projects from week to week, and that's like actually interesting. It's definitely a lot of work, but I enjoy it. I'm actually recording a project later this week with a few people, including our producer Chris, and then I have another film class after that. And so it's really like I go to school more often for the newspaper than I do for my classes.
Yeah.
Because that's what's more important to me. That's what's taking up more of my time.
I don't know, dude. I guess I thought college would be different.
How so?
I just didn't think it'd be this pile of shit.
Well, you always go into it and you think like you're gonna live. Maybe you'll live in the dorms and you'll hit the quad every day.
I was talking to my aunt today, and she was just checking up, and she was like, "So what are you doing nowadays?" And I was like, "Oh, I work for real estate." Yeah, they gave me like this $8,000 course to like learn everything about like how the company like works from start to finish. And I'm like, in my 12, 13 years of school, I have never like gave a shit about learning anything.
Yeah.
Until like I got this. And it's just so much more enjoyable when, I'm not gonna shit on history because I actually enjoy history out of all the other subjects, but like y equals mx plus b. When was the last time you used that?
I mean, yeah, you can go
like it's just like it's pointless, and like it does make you think about the matrix and the system, man. It makes you think.
Makes you think about what that learning about math.
No, because I don't know where I was reading where I heard this, but like. The school system was just literally designed to create workers.
Robot machine.
Yeah, see,
a robot machine.
First word fucking Chris said, facts.
Right? Okay, everybody. I don't know if you were just freaked out by that voice in your head, but like I had mentioned, one of the upgrades we made to the show is 4 situations where me and Parsa are both on camera, and as you can see, I don't have a little switchboard in front of me. We have someone sitting behind another desk working all of that. Our producer, Chris, who's been great, is sitting behind that camera, switching between all of them. Like
I wouldn't say great. I have a 75% success rate so far.
Hey, that's Chris passing. Cam coming soon.
Yeah, right. We'll have a Chris Cam coming soon. But I mean, Chris, introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh, there's not much to learn. If I don't think these people will get to know me. I mean, I'm not gonna talk a lot. I'm just gonna be here and on the right.
Yes,
help him out.
He will be the voice in our heads, helping us out.
Maybe one day we'll throw Chris on with a guest, and me and Adam will go take a vacay.
That would be, dude, can you imagine? Okay, down the line, Chris hosted episode.
I don't mind.
That'd be actually really good. That'd be really good. We'll have you and Gary on.
That's gonna be
that's
fucking
that's gonna be
that turns into an avalanche. It's not gonna.
That's gonna be against TOS for sure.
For sure, yeah.
But no, and Chris has been helping us make sure that, I mean, he's like an essential part to all this like coming back, and so
yeah,
it's great to have him.
To say the least, this wouldn't be possible without Chris.
No, I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
I'm part of the machine, you know.
Not to get down and suck his dick now. We're just saying.
Yeah, not to shout him out, but yeah, if he wasn't here, this show would not be happening right now.
Yeah. God bless Chris, man.
God bless Chris, everybody. You know what you're saying about like the things you like learning in school and stuff like that. You know, I'm doing courses at GFA, which I don't know if Miss K ever talked to you about that, but it's called like the Georgia Film Academy, and it's like this course where you can take classes down at Trilla Studios in Fayetteville, where they record most of the Marvel movies in Atlanta, and like you can like take like film courses through there, and to an extent I felt that too, like learning like real stuff that's like almost like it's like connected to the school, and you can like learn it through, you get like you can use financial aid on it and all that, but it's like the curriculum is like very like real and like important, and it's very interesting to learn because it's like real knowledge that can help you like a lot more, because I'm taking these two film classes. I'm taking one Georgia Film Academy course and one like film course through school, and this film course I'm taking through school, you know, it's just broken out into like every like 3 or 4 weeks you make like a project of like a different genre of like short film, stuff like that, and it like for a college level course it feels exactly like intro to video at like that I took freshman year of high school. You know, Miss K's like intro to video.
Yeah,
like when I tell you that like this professor of ours goes through and has like a 2-hour lecture about like Premiere Pro, and like shows like this is your clip tool and this is your drag tool and this is how you increase your audio levels, like things that I learned like so long ago, things that we both learned so long ago. And like when he's on a camera, he's like, this is how you zoom and this is how you like set up a shot. Like it feels, and I mean, this isn't like the most advanced level of film class you can take at the school, but it's definitely like the baseline. It's like the average, like middle of the road. And for it to be like at a level that I feel like I learned 4 years prior is very like, it's very interesting to me. And then so comparing that to like the real knowledge you're getting from like these more like craft courses, these more like important courses is it's very interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, certain things are just meant to get you ready for different opportunities. I mean, like, for example, a film academy rather than a, like, whatever class 1000.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a big difference because one, like, for example, the Georgia State class is just for whoever that, you know, needs an elective or needs like another class, and the film academy is for people that are there to like really learn about the field and get ready for it.
Yeah. You know, it's a 4,000 level class actually. It's production 1 4040.
No way.
But there's like a lot of like, but then like and there's a lot of other like the classification is sort of weird, and I mean the class like feels, I don't know, it's just so strange that like, yeah. And there's more classes that are like more advanced and more adept. Even like this teacher who is like pretty smart. He probably teaches like more advanced classes. But like to have this class feel so like dumbed down is just I don't know. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
To an extent, I thought it might be more challenging going into college.
That makes sense. I mean, I have no explanation for it other than they fucking rob you out of your money and your time.
Yeah, that might be it. But no, I mean, and it goes back to what you're saying about how expectations of college, like before you go into it, and what I was gonna say in response to that was like that expectation of college is a reality for like the people who can afford to, like the people who can like go to like a UGA and like not have to like worry about like money and don't have to worry about and don't like focus on other things. They just they live in their dorm and they go to their classes and they
like
hang out in the quad.
Okay, to not make it sound like they're privileged, okay, I feel like I could have definitely chosen that life and had like put everything behind not taking a car, like pulled out loans for 4 years.
Yeah.
But I feel like at that point I'd just be digging myself in a hole not because school is expensive and you can't pay off loans.
Yeah.
But because I'd be forcing myself in an environment I wouldn't want to be in for 4 years. And I'd just really be there just to dick around.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I chose to go to Georgia State, not even because I really wanted to, just because I thought it would be a good thing to do while I was figuring out other things I wanted to do. Like the only other place that I really tried to that I thought about going to was BYU, the Mormon college in Utah. And like that is a very like college town. Like you go there and you're surrounded, like the whole place is built around the school, and like everyone there is obviously very like-minded, and that was sort of thing where like I could go there. I could like, if I got in there, I could go, and it could like, I could just like lose myself in that and just like be in that life. And maybe, you know, like you said, like it would go down like a different path, but I'm happy that I did, and that I chose to like be in this like unique spot of like being like half in and half out. Because I think it's allowed me to, at the same time as like, you know, getting this piece of paper that is important for other things in life, it's at the same time allowed me to pursue other things like this show or this fucking newspaper. Yeah.
It's like a lot of people like that did like choose to take our route, like they never like get involved with like anything within the school, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like the life they have, you know, they really just stay around town, and that's what I wanted to step away from.
Yeah.
And that's why I got into everything I did coming into college, is because I wanted to start a new life without having to travel the distance.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. You know, it's a good thing to reflect on. It's been a while.
It is, and it's crazy to me that, I mean, we took an entire year off, my entire sophomore year of college.
Yeah,
we didn't do the show, and it's so crazy thinking about, because like I'm looking back at some of those episodes, and I'm like,
I mean, our point of view is still the same. Like we were still definitely like on the fuck college.
Yeah, yeah.
I still think Corona was fake.
Yeah. Oh man, and like that, I look back at some of these old episodes, or my girlfriend would turn on some of these old episodes just to like fuck with me, and like listening to us and like seeing how long ago those were dated is just crazy to me. Like, I mean, there's one thing that I thought of, like our first episode we had with Milos, that came out in February. That'll be like in next February, like this upcoming February, that'll be 2 years ago.
Damn.
Which is like, where does the time go?
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like the year we took off went by just like that.
Yeah. I remember it during like me thinking, damn, dude, we should probably get back on before we never start up the machine again.
Yeah. Dude.
And then, you know, we ended up getting back on anyways.
The thing that, like, I can remember this one moment in particular that really told me, I texted you that same day, I think. I can remember the text I sent you. I remember just like, I remember saying like, all right, Parsa, let's get to it. Let's cut the shit and just hop back on the horse. I sent that to you because earlier that day, I was talking with somebody as like in a group of people, and like the whole year, like if it had come up in conversation, I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I have a podcast, and you know, I have my friends here, and like I have guests on and stuff like that, and that was a thing for the entire year we were off. Like I would reference back to that, and then it was the day I sent you that text, I was talking to somebody, and it was actually my girlfriend. We were in a group of people, and then it came up a conversation again. I was like, oh yeah, you know, I have a podcast, and you know, it's fun and all that. And then she chimes in and she says, well, you had a podcast, and just like joking and like because like it, like we saw that like their last thing had come up over a year ago, and I was like, when she said that, like that really stuck with me. She was like, you had
took
a
that
podcast.
personal.
I took that so personally. I was like, she's right. It's been a year since we recorded, and I keep talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna come back soon.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't say we have this thing anymore because we don't. Like, I've had it. Like it's and so that one sentence really stuck with me and really like shook me up, and that's why I texted you that day. And then we really got the ball rolling on coming back.
Because we were just held back by like a couple pieces.
Yeah.
And then once we got those, and then
there was
some Chris.
Yeah, of course. Once we got our illustrious producer in the house, but there was like a few like things that we needed to get that took time to accumulate. Definitely like a little bit of like a motivation thing, trying to like Like we maybe dragged our feet in places, but so I definitely appreciate sort of the kick in the ass that was. But yeah, I remember that vividly, and I still think about that.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's gonna be okay.
we have a podcast now.
We have a podcast now. The three of us, we have a podcast.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Dude, we've been saying that shit since like episode 10.
I know.
Oh man, it's insane.
Dude.
2 whole years in the can. Not in the can, sorry. In like the book. In the books. In the book. Sorry. That's not the right.
I thought we were locked up.
Not the right figure of speech. 2 years in the books. You know, it's a really crazy feeling. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy how much changes in 2 years, man.
Right?
Gas prices were low.
Yeah, right. Hey man, I know you do too, but we both do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And so it's not easy.
I thought you were gonna say we both miss Trump. I know.
You know, I mean,
He was cute to look at, not gonna lie.
I mean, dude, realistically, if Kamala's on the ballot,
more entertaining.
If Kamala's on the ballot,
She probably won't win.
No shot.
Definitely not.
Even the Democrats don't have any faith.
She's a void of charisma. She's a black hole of charisma.
She's a walking word salad, dude.
She's probably the worst politician I've ever seen. One of the worst.
Dude, that's Ben Shapiro's go-to thing, dude. Dude, Ben Shapiro does not get enough credit. That man is fucking hilarious. Dude.
No, like genuinely, like he's funny. Like he's funny.
Like he's funny in that nerdy like politician way.
Yeah, like he reminds me of like one of those like really like he reminds me of a magnet kid from our school who's like super conservative. Like I can't even think of a name, but like I feel like that, you know, I feel like he was a magnet kid.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude.
And like it being
go
like
to Harvard Law.
Yeah, he'd be an AP Gov and just like raise his hand and say like, actually, it's really funny. It's really good.
He's like, dude, I just love when he like makes fun of AOC and Kamala, dude. It's like I drive so much and I just throw him on and he just makes my day better.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I recently went to a show for a political podcast that I listened to. I went to like a live show where they like did a live recording, and it was actually very entertaining. The show's called Breaking Points, and it was really good. And it's what I flip on in the car when I'm on a long drive. And it's
Really?
it's a show hosted by like one like right leaning person, one left leaning person, and they like sort of like go back and forth, and like they usually find like a middle ground between the two of them. And so I appreciate it for that purpose, but yeah,
we gotta go to a Trevor Lawrence show.
Oh
next time he comes to Atlanta.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we can show him our little
dude. Oh my god, yeah, we'll have a little. That'd be.
We gotta sit front row so he makes fun of us.
Yes, exactly. And then I'll have it be pulled up on YouTube, so like I can like if he notices, I'll hand it up to him and he'll watch it there, and then he'll roast us like on the spot.
Look at these fucking guys.
Yeah. I recently went back and looked at a bunch of those because I was with my girlfriend and I was asking her and I was like telling her about Wildcat TV, and I went back and I was like, damn, dude, some of those skits were amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Like I rewatched Mean Girls recently, and I was like, this reminds me of something, and I showed her our dance of the Mean Girls, and I was like, this shit is amazing. And I showed her the skit with me and Jack like battling for position of host, and me and the one with you, obviously. It's just like so many of those were just like gems.
Yeah. Nobody's done it better, man.
Nobody's done it better. I mean, I watch it occasionally. Nobody's done it better.
It hasn't been the same, man.
Hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
Our
those
names
Zoom
are still
calls,
on that wall.
You remember those?
Oh my god.
It better be on that wall.
Yeah, it better be. I'm gonna check. Bro.
Did Abby check? Oh, we gotta send her back in there.
Yeah, we gotta.
Be like, all right, we're not going back in there. So like, you gotta.
I'm not going back.
Walk into that room.
That's another thing. I remember when I left school, I'd be like, as soon as I can, I'll come back and I'll like say hi to everybody and I'll say my goodbyes.
I knew I was going.
Fucking not doing that.
Yeah, I haven't been back for anything.
Yeah, I haven't been back for anything.
I haven't been back in that parking lot.
Yeah, I mean the one time I went back was like over a year ago. I went back just to deliver something to Abby. She like came out of the parking lot. I handed it to her and I left. I have not seen those people.
Did it burn out?
Yeah, I was like, I whipped in the Camry.
But dude, is Charles Oliveira gonna fight Islam?
Whoa. Have
y'all not heard about
Parsa's busting out the UFC lingo. That's really funny to hear that. I mean, obviously I know you're like in the know, but it was really funny. Well, like, I mean, I don't know if you know, but like I'm really like into it.
I know
like,
you guys like it.
Yeah, and
I.
like we watch it almost every month when a pay-per-view comes on. And at the end of the month, Charles Oliveira is fighting Islam Makhachev.
Who do you have?
Charles Oliveira? Are
Me
you
too,
fucking
yeah.
joking?
That guy's a fucking stud.
That guy's such a stud. I love that guy.
He can't even fucking see, and he'll still maul your
Hell
shit,
yeah,
dude.
bro. He's blind as a bat. He walks in there. Dude, we watched 274 live when he submitted Justin Gaethje. I was never more hype. I was screaming in his bedroom when we watched it.
Really?
Yeah, it was so
a little
sick.
sad. Not gonna lie.
Were you picking Gaethje in that?
I was, but I like him. I like Charles Oliveira as a fighter, but
Yeah,
Gaethje, I don't know.
Gaethje's awesome. Gaethje is awesome.
Dude, honestly, like if the bets like the odds are in like Islam's favor,
dude,
I'm selling the car and
he's
putting
a
it
3-1. He's a 3-1 favorite.
Who?
Islam,
Really?
3-1 favorite.
Is that the guy we hate?
Islam
he's
is
mini Khabib.
Yeah, he's like the guy who kind of looks like Khabib and fights like him, and Khabib hypes him
And
up
is
all the
coached
time.
by him.
Yeah, it's coached by him. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. It's really interesting because it could either be like it's either like a dominant victory on either side. Either Islam does just like hold him down for the entire fight, or Oliveira fucks him up.
The thing is, the thing that both fighters have in their favor is one's got wrestling and one's got really good jiu-jitsu. So if those cancel out, I mean, they're both pretty good strikers.
Yeah, except Charles will definitely piece up Islam.
I think he's got him in like the length
I'm
department.
so excited. I'm like actually like it's like one of the fights I'm most excited for, and that card in general is amazing.
But is that the Abu Dhabi one?
Yeah, Abu Dhabi.
Okay,
with
no,
Piotr
because
Jan.
didn't they move a bunch of shit off of Nate Diaz's card to that one?
Well, yeah, I mean they were shuffling around. Like I think in my head it's like Nate Diaz's card was sacrificed so that this card could be really good because like it's
the reason that they say they did that was because in Nate's contract there was a pay-per-view royalty.
Yeah, you get pay-per-view points.
Yeah, and so they're saying that they took the good fights off there and moved it to Abu Dhabi, so Nate Diaz wouldn't get that much money from it.
I think they definitely made his card intentionally shitty just to like it wouldn't sell as well, so that when he left he wouldn't be as valuable. But no, but the one problem with this card 280 that's coming up in Abu Dhabi, it starts at 10 a.m. here. Because it's
the main event's not going to go until
it starts at nighttime. Yeah, it starts at nighttime in Abu Dhabi. It starts at 10 a.m. here. The main card doesn't start till 2 p.m. Yeah. And so I'll be like raking up early to start watching them.
Wait, 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. here. Like,
oh shit!
Like they like the first fight starts at 10 a.m. here.
Okay, I thought it was 10 p.m. I was like, I mean, well, you'll be out for a little bit.
No, but instead you'll have an early morning.
Is it on a Friday or
it's on a Saturday?
Okay, Saturday.
So like I'll be like, I don't know what I'll be doing that day, but I'll just be like on my phone.
I feel like there's gonna be college football on, man.
Yeah, but
they gotta pick their viewers here.
True. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Like you think it's like Georgia, Bama, or like fucking Gaethje, Islam?
No, I'm super excited for it. I don't know what we'll do, Chris. I wonder if we'll.
I feel like we should just.
Should we not
watch it in the morning and then just watch it at night?
But Petty's definitely gonna spoil it.
I don't know.
He's
not gonna. Yeah, he's for sure gonna spoil it. But
all you gotta do is go on Twitter.
I don't. We have to like make a pact between all of us not to look at the results and just like when we get together at our normal time, we'll just watch it from start to finish, and not look at anything.
Yep.
Y'all should just slumber party.
It'll be like that one episode of How I Met Your Mother where like they like watch the Super Bowl a day late and like the whole cast is trying to like avoid seeing the result before the thing. And,
my Instagram is gonna be full of it once that fight happens.
Oh, for sure. Like Instagram's gonna be blown up. I can't go on Instagram at all that day.
Yeah. Stop it.
So yeah, it's a little annoying, but it'll be cool, and I'm super excited.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking Charles.
I'm picking Charles.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna be pissed if he doesn't win though.
I'll be sad too, man. He's just such a good. He's
just
something
something about
a solid guy.
Something about these Muslims, dude. They're like some fucking dogs, dude. Like they're really like relentless motherfuckers.
Oh, for sure. The people from those mountains, man, they're insane.
Fucking wrestling bears and shit.
Yeah, no, it's insane, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Charles loses. I wouldn't be like surprised. I'd be like, okay, so this is just.
I mean, dude, I want him to win just so like they can like knock off the god cloak off these Dagestanis.
Yeah, like just to show that they're not like invincible.
Yeah, because like Khabib went out. What was his record?
29.
29 now, And then Islam's pretty like he's not undefeated, but
he lost one, but he's
pretty solid. And then there's Hazmat now.
Oh my god!
That dude's a fucking menace to say. Dude, he's like NBA Dagestan. Like he's like the NBA young boy.
He's evil Khabib.
He's like UFC young boy.
Yeah, exactly. He does not give a shit about anything. Like fighting Nate Diaz? No. Don't think I will. Don't think I will. Don't think I will. No,
it's that fucking lip cut that's scary.
And like, it's weird because like he has a cleft lip, which like in normal people you might think like makes him look dorky. It makes him look scary as hell.
It makes him look fucking terrifying.
Because it looks like someone like ripped his like he looks like he like got that scar like
from fighting a fucking tiger or something. Dude.
Yeah. Exactly. No, he's actually like pretty terrifying of a guy.
Yeah, I would not picking a bar fight with that guy.
Not at all. Like 6'2", like smiles at you constantly. Like no, he's like these like dead wolf eyes.
You want to fight, brother?
that was a scary good impression. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not. I'm staying away from him. But
how much do you get paid to be in a single fight that's that high level?
How much do you think? Oh, how much was he going to get paid? He's probably going to pay. He was going to get paid a lot more, but since he wasn't in the main event, he probably didn't get any pay-per-view points.
It's like, how much is it per fight?
Depends on the contract.
Yeah.
People fighting in like the first fight of the nights, they're getting like
10K.
20K, 10K, like somewhere in between there. All those guys probably got. All the guys on the main. Nate Diaz got like 1.5 million because that's like his contract, but some of those other people got like anywhere from like 300,000 to like 50,000.
I would 100% jump in the ring with him for.
If I'm getting paid, I mean,
I'm not just doing it straight up. I'm not just gonna fight him for.
I would hop in the ring with Hamzat for like. I know it's gonna make me sound cheap. I would hop in there for like 10K, dog.
No, you're tripping, dude.
Sure, I'd get fucked up, but like,
would you hop in with Mike Tyson?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, honestly, I'd be okay with that because like with those big guys, man, I just lean my head forward a little bit.
Give me Francis Ngannou.
Give me Francis Ngannou. He's gonna punch me one time. I'm not gonna remember it. My jaw's gonna be sore for a few days, and I walk away.
I don't know, man. Like, what if you're one of those guys that like has a seizure when they get knocked out, and like your eyes are rolling all over the place?
Fair enough. A guy that strong punching a guy my size might
like your eyes might pop at it like sideways.
I might like he might rip my face off with just a punch. Like it might just go.
Because, I'm good. Because, like, realistically, you think Mike Tyson throwing a hook, landing it clean, wouldn't snap your neck?
Probably would. Your head would go 270 degrees to the side. God damn, that sounds so vicious. Like, that hurts me to think about. Yeah.
You feel it,
yeah. Yeah, even 50-year-old Mike Tyson could definitely kick my ass, like, easily. Could definitely kill me.
Dude, I like Mike Tyson.
Cool guy.
He's a fucking funny guy, dude.
He's a super funny guy.
Yeah, he was
absolute murderer in his career, and then now he just smokes and does shrooms. And
he went from like crying before fights because he was scared to hurt people, and then he's like,
now he gets like extremely high before he goes fights, and like
that's fucking crazy though, dude. Like to think about like Mike Tyson like in his prime,
yeah,
like being coached by Cuz.
Dude, and like Mike Tyson when he gets out of prison and he's like fucking like jacked as shit and he's like looking like I would not step within 30 feet of Mike Tyson when he's like in his like 20s and 30s.
Yeah. Do you think he's the best boxer?
No.
Who do you think?
It's probably just Floyd, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think Floyd is good.
I think Floyd's really good, and
I think yes, Floyd has had a good career, but he's also out of the 50 fighters he's fought a bunch of fucking
cans,
walking trash cans.
Yeah, he's fought a lot of cans, and I mean it's hard to say who's the best at boxing because boxing's such a fuck all sport.
Yeah, I'm saying Mike.
That's definitely valid. That's valid. Yeah. I'll take that, and honestly, I'd agree with you.
Yeah, because I think Ali, He was like he's like the Michael Jordan, but I'm saying Mike is the LeBron.
That's the thing. It's like I mean with any GOAT conversation in a sport, I mean sure you can say like the old heads are like the best because they were so good at their time, but like to say that they're the best of all time or the greatest of all time would be to say that like the sport hasn't gotten better with like basketball.
Well, I would say boxing hasn't gotten better. Boxing has gotten worse.
Like the skill level of people. Like Mike Tyson would kick Muhammad Ali's ass.
Well,
LeBron James would definitely piece up Michael Jordan, and just like how fucking Charles Oliveira would destroy fucking
John Jones,
BJ Penn, not John Jones. BJ.
Have you heard he's coming back?
Yeah, I'm following that. He's probably not.
He might.
It's
come back as a heavyweight.
It's been 2 years, man. It's been 2 years. Every day he says he's like, getting better.
Ooh, do you think Connor's on fucking roids?
I heard a story recently about him not being in the USADA testing pool, or him having some sort of exception. Probably not. I think he's clean. I think he's just like juicing to the. I think he's just like working out as much as possible. I think he's probably clean. Probably. I mean, actually, well, clean clean in the sense that he's not like obviously doing anything. I think
he's the legal limit, you know.
Yeah, I think he's probably doing everything that's not detectable. Everything.
Well, I think he knows what he's doing, and he's trying to go through this loophole of not being tested for probably another year until like everything gets swept to the back.
Yeah, and like I mean, he could definitely be on stuff that's performance enhancing that like can't be detected yet. Because I mean, everybody's on that shit. Yeah. I mean, you seen Kamaru Usman?
I mean, that motherfucker's just a fucking animal.
that motherfucker. His piss would melt a cup if like they knew what they were looking for. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Some genetics, man.
I mean, yeah, like I get it. He's like from Nigeria and all, but like, damn, there's no fucking way. That man is fucking yoked, like ginormous, man. And
do you know Liver King?
Yeah.
Dude, so there's this guy Kenny Ko or Kenny Ko, what the fuck his name is. But he goes around and he asks people if they're natty or not in the gym. And he tracked Liver King down to a park.
Oh, shit.
He's with his family. Then he meets Liver King, and then they're just talking. It's all love. And then his kids come, and Liver King introduces them to Kenny. And then Kenny's like, "Are you guys on test too?"
Yeah, he asked the kids. It's like, is he giving you human growth hormone in your fucking cereal, kids?
Dude, that's fucking awesome. That was the funniest shit I had seen that day.
Dude, Liver King could piss on a tree, and that tree would like dissolve.
Liver King probably uses a fucking tree as a toothpick.
That guy's big. That guy's very big.
Dude, he has ab implants. That's kind of fire.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is that why he has like such like defined abs?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. Should we get those?
Dude, he said 10 a pop. That's 60 bands.
60 bands for a permanent 6-pack?
I'm going 8-pack.
I'm going 12. I'm getting like that like anime like
that
starting here and just
total Drama Island cut.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Like those little like Canadians. That's really good. That's really funny.
Rip Cartoon Network, man.
Rest in peace.
Is it? Wait, what? Is it gone?
No, I mean,
no, it's not.
It's just dead.
It's pretty dead.
Cool.
Now,
yeah, it's been dead. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I recently got Isaac to watch a few episodes of Naruto, and he was fucking with it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because they get to like the Land of Waves arc, and like Zabuza is there, and he's like liking it. And I remember watching those episodes when they were still on Cartoon Network. Like the first time I watched Naruto was when it was still on Cartoon Network. And I was like, damn, like that was like 15 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
16, like that was a long time ago. I must have been like 3 or 4 when that was happening.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Ben 10, man. They did Ben 10 so dirty.
They really did. Of all the IPs to like bring back and like butcher it, they did Ben 10 pretty dirty. Because Isaac, I don't know if you saw him, but he's dressing as Ben 10 for Halloween, and he recently rewatched like the first 3 shows, you know, like OG, Alien Force, and then Ultimate Alien, like the 3 OG ones, and like he loved him. He got obsessed with him. He's actually like it's his favorite show of all time. But then like
get to Omniverse.
He tries watching the new one, and he got a game on the Switch, and like both of them are just like terrible, and he's just like he's conflicted because he hates like.
That's so crazy. He's like 5, right?
He's 6, yeah.
He's 6, dude. That's nuts that like even he can notice the quality drop off.
Yeah, like he watched Omniverse for a few episodes, and then like the next time I see him, he's like rewatching Alien Force, and I'm like, buddy, did you not like Omniverse? He's like, no. And I'm like,
dude, apparently Omniverse is like after Alien Force.
I don't fucking know, man.
Like it's connected.
Okay, sure, man.
But couldn't be me, dude. It makes no sense. Why would they change the animation?
No, fuck that.
That pisses me off. End the episode. I can't do this. I can't.
All right, you know what, guys? Thank you for listening to this episode of Small Talk with Adam and Parsa. You know, I'll check you back here next week where we will have an amazing guest on. I'm super excited for the future of the show. I'm super glad that you all are here. And I encourage you to stick around because it is going to be a great ride. But until we see you again, I hope you guys have a great day.
Deuces.